Hello, Internet, YouTube, iTunes, any random people listening in on this conversation, the NSA. Thanks for stopping by to listen to Minovsky Radio's third technical recording session, but second actual podcast because I accidentally lost the one for August. Today, joining me, we have Brandon, or Joshua Gundam Guy,
Woohoo!
with his signature woohoo. Side 7.
Hey, what's up?
And Lelouch versus Gundam.
Hey.
Less stage fright this time. Making progress.
Don't jinx it.
Uh-oh. The lack of time to prepare might have thrown him off. Somebody might secretly be joining us. We don't know yet. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Last time, one of the main things we talked about was our most annoying Gundam character, and there were some memorable things said by multiple parties, most notably Patrick, that no one's going to get to hear now. I'm so mad about that.
Oh.
I'll have to explain the joke at a later date. Brandon knows what I'm talking about, though. But I will reiterate, since literally nobody other than us knows. I despise the most. I loathe. My phone is loud. I loathe
That character.
most of the female leads in Gundam Age. Emily was the one with the most development, and I really didn't like her. And then the other ones were just there to like...
Mini Sayla.
Yeah, Mini Sayla. Not in a good way.
Yeah.
The other ones were just there to be like, hey, we're gonna make your kids so the show continues, basically.
That's what women do, right?
That and they stay in the kitchen, so...
And
like,
make sandwiches.
the 3 women who listen are now, swearing off of us. Woo. Now we can, just talk crap on women all day now. Yay.
Man talk.
It's just got a lot more sexist. Oh well, that's okay. It's not like any women listen to this show anyway.
Sorry.
At least anymore.
Yeah, anymore. I just imagine like some 50s housewife listening to this on a radio. Just like, she knows her place. I really need to stop this. Okay, somebody else say something.
So why exactly do you hate them, those characters? I might have missed that.
Oh, like Emily, I just found annoying. Like, I felt bad for her, because Flit was like, hey, I like this other chick a lot more than you, but you're kind of here.
Yeah.
And then,
That's like, in Gundam. Like, there were like these Gundam leftovers. And I can't think of an example right now, but it was like, oh, I'm sorry, the girl I fell in love with died. Well, Amuro and Layla.
Yeah. But
No.
At least any of his other love interests were moderately interesting. Like, Sayla was pretty cool.
Lala. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Lala. And then just whoever was...
Layla was somebody's sister.
But like in the third generation, most off, like, you see the chick in the third generation maybe 4 times the entire time.
Yeah.
And like, you don't get any development, but you're like, you're here because we're supposed to believe that you and you and Kyo are gonna have a baby some point, and then like 20 years later, we're gonna get a new Gundam Age show. And I don't want that.
It might be better, or not.
It'll probably be like Gundam Age Build Modeler Fighters 3. It's not gonna be good.
With a vengeance.
Revengeance. It's gonna be a huge crossover with Metal Gear Solid now. Oh. Okay, this is heading really bad. I need to stop talking. So,
Okay, let's focus.
Yeah. Brandon, once again, who is your most annoying character?
There's several, but the one that takes the cake is Katz.
Katz.
Makes absolutely no difference in Zeta Gundam. No difference whatsoever. He's just there to be annoying. And he has probably the saddest death, but not sad as in, it made me tear up, but saddest as in most ridiculous death of all Gundam, smacking into an asteroid.
Asteroid 1, Katz 0.
In a way, he almost deserved it.
he did deserve it. You know, that everybody, you know, has their new type sets in there, and I'm like,
Katz. I think we tried this last time and it was way worse.
Everybody does it now. 1, 2, 3.
Katz. Yeah,
Katz.
That actually went a lot better than when we tried it.
Some random guy on the earth, Katz. Who the hell is Katz?
Someone's gonna listen to this and like have to go research who Katz is now, and they're gonna be so thoroughly disappointed. Be like,
I mean, I think I liked Katz better as a kid in Mobile Suit Gundam than I did Zeta.
At least he didn't make it to Double Zeta or Unicorn.
There's a really sad moment in Double Zeta where they're showing. Sorry, that really sad moment in Double Zeta where they're taking Bright through the rooms on the Argama, and I'm like, "This is Katz's room." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, Katz died, and nobody cares. And now we're looking at his room. This is awkward." It's a really good moment.
Hey, at least they didn't try to combine that into the always promised shower scene.
Ooh.
Like, hey, this is Katz's room, we ran out of room, so now there's this naked, underaged pilot just chilling in here. Don't mind it. Just keep going. It was a better use for his room than it was when it was his room, so. Side 7. Who is your most annoying character?
It always comes back to Ko from 0083. And I don't know why. Maybe he's like my most disappointing character, Ko Araki, I think.
I feel you.
Definitely one of the blandest.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what he was just kind of there.
Yeah.
And I can't remember a single thing he did that annoyed me, and maybe that's why he always comes up, just because he was so not there, as far as the Gundam pilot. And Mina, too, in that series, I thought was really not consistently written.
Yeah.
If I was Ko at the very end of Gundam 0083, I would have shot her.
In the face.
But that comes out of like nowhere too. Like there's no foreshadowing as far as I remember. It's just like all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, I was dating Gato. Didn't you know? Like no, there was never any evidence of that.
How would we know? Yeah. And it's like, oh, so this is awkward. I just killed like the man you loved. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. He's dead. I'm not. Let's do this. See, the funny thing is, though, had Karius been here in this call, he would have been so offended because, like, Ko is one of his favorite characters.
Really?
Yeah, like because 0083 was the first show he watched.
Oh, right.
So it's got, like, that nostalgic feel for him. I mean, he doesn't like Nina, but, like, he's like, oh yeah, Ko's pretty cool. And he likes the GPO
For some
ones.
reason, I really like 0083, even though I admittedly don't like most of the characters at all.
I love the designs. It's got some of the best mobile suit designs, but it was one of those things where I loved the mobile suit, saw the series, and afterwards I was like, I don't know if I like these as much anymore. Yep. Too bad.
It's like,
that's what I was gonna.
Oh, go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say about Ko. Not a great character, but I love his Gundams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've got the real grade next to me here, and I'm kind of flipping through some of the stuff with it.
Yeah, whether it contradicts in a few places or not, it's nice to have something that explains the rise of the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because otherwise, you know, you're like watching Double Zeta, or sorry, just Zeta, and you're just like, dude, a lot has changed.
Yeah.
This came out of nowhere.
Need a gap filler here.
And see, had 0083 not happened and the Titans not been built up to, you couldn't have made the GPO2 Titan custom, Brandon.
Oh.
Yes,
that's true.
I just plugged your custom. I feel like I'm not on his payroll, anyone. Well, anyway.
I'm gonna build more of those.
Yeah, they actually look really good. I do like those. Anyway, Lelouch, who is your most annoying Gundam character?
Well, I wrote down a few names of characters that just really annoyed me. It's really hard to pick just one, but I can, like, you know, name a few and then just pick one or something. But
go for it.
Or just ones that people usually consider annoying.
We did that last time.
Well, there's Relina, Lacus, Marina, you know, the preachy princess types, but
yeah.
Marina
of those,
Ishmael wasn't even needed for Gundam 00.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's what I was gonna say. If I had to pick one of the three of those I like the least, it's Marina. Because at least Relina and Lacus, were like major players in their world. She just babysat kids and sang.
Yeah. She ran a Middle Eastern country that got overthrown. It didn't matter. At all.
And Katz is on here too. He annoyed me.
Katz!
Katz!
That's gonna have to be like the new, call to arms whenever something happens.
We will make that a meme.
Oh no.
Everyone, we must avenge Katz. I never actually liked Katz. Do we have to avenge him?
Yeah, could we just not say we did?
One annoying thing about Katz is...
Let's blow that asteroid up. It destroyed Katz.
We salute you, asteroid.
What were we going to say?
One annoying thing about Katz is that you can see what they were going for, the immature kid who's, thrust into real war and everything and hopefully growing because of it, but, the annoying thing is they already had Camille for that. They don't need Katz.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And wasn't Hathaway basically just like Katz 2.0 in
Yes, he was.
I want to say he was a little less annoying, but yeah.
At least he's got Hathaway's flash, though.
Yeah.
And he didn't die into an asteroid.
I have yet to see Hathaway's Flash.
It's a novel. I've never read it. I am a big fan of the Gundams from it, though.
Yeah, they look interesting.
Well, I guess my pick for most annoying character is technically like a generic group of a kind of characters. It's any of the little kids on board the main ship of any series.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah.
See,
sometimes they do things, but usually they're just, annoying filler.
Yeah. See, you and Patrick would have gotten along great on that point.
Really?
Because last time we talked about this, it was, I think, the little girl on white base in the original Gundam. I think her name's Kika?
Yep.
Kika.
I think so.
He went into this whole spiel that might not necessarily be good for him legally, but I'll have to... I made a picture before my computer decided to crap out on me and do something stupid. That Patrick's just looking out one of the windows of White Base, and Kika's tied to a rope, just floating on the outside of the airlock in space. I worked hard on that. That took me 2 hours to do, and I was so disappointed that it's gone forever. And Patrick never even saw it.
I want to see it.
I have to remake it. I'm so mad. So I was like, just send it to me. He's like, it never got to me. And I'm like, ugh.
Oh.
And then the Dynamis butt thrusters, I've got that, I've got a picture for that too. I have too much free time. Anyway, talking of Hathaway's Flash being a novel and wishing it was animated, that is an excellent segue into our next discussion. Frozen Teardrop versus Astray, which one do we want to see animated more? I don't necessarily know that I have an answer. So Brandon, go ahead and start.
I tried to look up Frozen Teardrop, and I haven't been able to find it yet. However, I can venture to say Gundam Wing's already been animated. The Astrays are super awesome. I have the entire Astray manga series, Astray R, and Astray X, and it was a good manga series. I really enjoyed it. It was a little goofier, than usual, but it was, kind of like
that's a strength.
Fun. Yeah, it is a strength, and I would enjoy watching it. I have on my computer downloaded the little animation they did for the Red Frame Astray. And that was really good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So I take it I already know Side 7 answer, but Side 7?
Frozen Teardrop all the way.
Really?
No, not at all.
Oh, I was so surprised. I was like, "What?"
I have zero interest in another. I think Gundam Wing had an end. It was a great ending, and they said mobile suits were never used in the world again, or whatever they say. And I was like, I'm done with it. Everybody had a pretty good ending. I'm not really worried about any characters. It's done. Frozen Teardrop, besides some of the mecha, like the Prometheus, looks cool. The storyline does not call to me. I love the vibe of Astray. Astray has everything that I want in the new Gundam series. It's got some serious aspects, some high stakes. It's got characters that are more lighthearted. And what I like about it is there's almost like this Star Wars vibe to it, where like everybody has a mobile suit. There are variants and customs, and they're just all over the world. And so to me, the Astray world seems really, really alive. And it seems like one of those things where you can just do whatever you want. Like, so it'd be very free to make an anime about that. I'm not sure how you would have an overarching storyline because they're all very episodic. But I'm sure you could. Like, Ash Gray's not a bad villain. You could do something like that. So absolutely 100%, I would love to see Astray animated, which doesn't shock anybody here.
No, not at all. I was totally expecting that. So I had a new idea. Open world Gundam game in the Astray world.
Sweet.
Done.
See, that is something we'll end up probably talking about later in this podcast, but I wrote it down. That's what I want to see. Gundam game people, makers. I want to see that. Anyway, Lelouch, Frozen Teardrop or Astray?
I'm gonna say Astray, but I can see. I mean, one thing is I've read Astray, so I know it. So you'd think maybe I would want Frozen Teardrop since I don't really know anything about it.
Yeah.
You know, if there's any appeal to it, it's that, and maybe the mobile suit designs. But yeah, definitely Astray.
I think this is going to be a clean sweep of Astray. I'd have to definitely go with Astray. I mean, there are things in Frozen Teardrop I'd like to see, and I'd like to see, more Gundam Wing. Maybe not necessarily like a continuation of the original, like, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe an animated version of The Last Outpost. Do you know what that is? Or
yeah. Something that's not the continuation.
A side story that's actually kind of similar to Astray.
Yeah. So that we don't have, Hero Yui being frozen for like 30 years and then brought back to life to pilot something we haven't seen yet.
I was frozen today.
Not to be too far off topic, did you see the, is this fan art with the weird naked woman V-fin Gundam?
The, pink one?
I think it's the Snow White, which is obviously the best name for a Gundam ever. Fearsome and strikes fear into the hearts of everybody. But there's a weird Wing Zero looking Gundam with a naked lady V-fin.
Naked lady V-fin. I'm looking for it now because now I'm curious.
I will link it. Sorry, I know that people out there can't see it, so maybe we'll link a picture or something.
Yeah, I'll put the picture in when I edit this.
Like on the V-fin, like a lady sculpture thing is like on the face of a pirate ship or something?
I am going to patch it through right now.
Oh, cool.
It is a whole thing. It is weird.
Oh, that is... I mean, that looks like the cover of one of the novels, but... Wait, where'd it go? It brought me straight to the picture now. I'm like... Well, I don't know. Like, the funny thing is, like, the last picture, which I'll put in here so you guys can understand what we're talking about. If you're listening to this on iTunes or whatever, basically... It's like what Lelouch had said. It's like a naked lady on the front of a pirate ship, but in the middle of the V-fin in kind of a weird way. I don't know, because it looks like the Wing Zero, or the Wing Gundam rather. But that last picture, which once again you guys can't see, it's what looks like the Wing Zero, but it's got the big cloak on it. Like how the Snow White has been portrayed so far, to where we haven't seen anything of it. But it doesn't look like the naked lady's on that, so I'm trying to, I don't know.
It's weird.
It is weird, but like I said, Astray, it's got a lot of popularity. You've got different characters that are more likable than the Seed Destiny characters. And you've got the red frame, the blue frame, the gold frame, the green frame.
I love how it fleshes out the Cosmic Era world.
Yeah, I mean, it does a really good job of making the Cosmic Era less Cosmic Era-y.
Junk people, mercenaries,
And that's a really cool idea to go off of.
Yeah.
It was solely that made me decide to put some mercenaries and some Gundam Father of Beast. I was like, man, mercenaries are awesome.
I just like the fact that mercenaries, you can do whatever you want with them. Like, they can be good, bad, they can have a little gray area. So it makes them more interesting as characters to me, as opposed to Zaft is good or Zaft is bad or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that fun frenemy aspect of Guy and Lo's relationship.
Yeah. So I think that would be maybe something in the future we could get, since we don't really know what's going to happen after Build Fighters and Origins. Hopefully, at least no VA series.
Yeah.
Like some of the original Gundam side stories are, one could argue, better than the original in various aspects. You know, whether it be animation quality, storytelling, etc. But they're all based off it. I think Oitham Team is probably my favorite, followed by 0080.
Yeah.
And Stray X, or just the Stray series, could be that for Seed.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be... And from what we've seen, how they've animated things for at least like the red frame and blue frame, they could do a good job of it.
Yeah.
And I think they could do it. And that's, you know, at least something with them releasing the like version 2 high grade and all that. I think that's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Sometime in the future. Speaking of open world junking, people having mobile suits all over the place in a giant, awesome, like, massive multiplayer online Gundam game that we want to see. PS4 Gundam games, what we want to see, what we expect, and what we know we'll never get. So basically we know we'll never get anything here, unless we import it, and it won't be in English.
But that's why Sony's good.
Sony.
There's no region coding.
So, Brandon, what would you like to see out of a Gundam game for the PS4 or the next gen?
Well, I'm always a big co-op fan, and most of your Gundam games never had a co-op, except for a small co-op on Lost War Chronicles. And my wife will actually play that with me for hours, even though there's only 2 missions. And so co-op would be fun, you know, change things up, you know, start dabbling into other genres, if you will. There was that ill-fated Xbox game where you could run around as a person, you know, and kill other Beyond soldiers, etc., then jump inside a Zaku. That really appealed to me. However, I wasn't going to buy a Japanese 360 or whatever just to play it, you know.
Yeah.
That's why Sony's no region coding, you know, on their games is a great thing. You know, we kind of do the same games over and over and over, and sometimes that's a good thing, you know, but sometimes it's not.
Yeah, I totally agree. So,
Crossfire was bad in a lot of ways. I'll fully admit that, but it had its cool gimmick of realistic damage. When I cut something, its arm goes flying or its head goes flying off. That was really cool. Made an awful multiplayer mode, but for story mode, that was cool. I'd like to see something, you know, kind of like that, but mixed in a more balanced way, like in the old Mech Warrior games for the Xbox.
So you want like split screen co-op, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Not just versus, but actual co-op and, you know,
and something
mode that kind of has some story and characters to it.
So something you could have a friend over, just sit down, play a bunch of missions, and then like if your friend has it, when he goes back home, if you want to, you can like do internet as well, to where you have the choice. But
if the game is designed where in order to beat the game, you have to play online, that doesn't work for people like me who live out in the sticks. And So it's just kind of disappointing when you get as far as you can get, and it's like, yeah, if you want to get any further, you have to get all these online-only items to upgrade your suit. Sucker!
Yeah. Hopefully, like, the PS4 and Xbox One have been kind of, like, trying to hint that they want to be bigger into the social media aspect of it, to where, you know, it doesn't turn into something eventually like Farmville or something, or Candy Crush lately, where you're like, oh hey, I need to get more lives or further on in these levels, I need your help, Facebook friends. It's like, no, I don't want to help you. I'm a terrible friend, get out of here. But no, split screen co-op is, I think, a thing games really should have. Just because, I mean, it's fun if your friend doesn't have the game, you want to come over and just chill out and play the game, you can do so. But it's cool, you know, to have the online feature, but have that alternative as well.
Yeah.
Options.
Definitely, and it wouldn't be terribly difficult to do a split screen co-op, or do one massive screen and have two players on the same screen or something. Side 7, I know I have an idea of what you're gonna say, but...
Oh, as far as originally what we want first, what I would like is like a perfect world. I think a turn-based strategy game would be awesome. Like you're commanding ground units or you're commanding base units, and maybe you're leveling up pilots, or I don't know, something like that would be great. I would love a realistic Gundam game, but like what we talked about earlier, you get a beam rifle, it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite mecha game would probably be Armored Core 4 Answer.
I love that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great game. I loved building mechs. I loved having to watch, like, you know, balance between your HP and your offensive or whatever. I would like a Gundam game like that, but I just don't know how that would work.
Okay, I think I see what you're saying. Kind of like, do what Crossfire did, improve pretty much every mechanic in the game, and kind of take it more the direction to where when your arm gets cut off and you've got limited supplies in the field, maybe you have to use something else. So kind of bring in like the Gundam Breaker aspect where you can have that customization feature, but take it in kind of the direction the Easy 8 went with Crossfire.
There's a weird joke in Lost War Chronicles manga where Annie the mechanic is suggesting they put a Zaku 2 spike shoulder on the ground type Gundam because they're out of spare parts. And the captain's like, no!
No!
Remember the Zeta Zaku.
Yep.
All the things that could have been. But
and that's how Zeon won the second war.
But I think that would be a good way to take Gundam Breaker, like, the idea of it, since I'm kind of been more outspoken against having shows and stuff just be model kit commercials and stuff, that I think that would be kind of a cool way to integrate it. You know, keep the Gundam Breaker line of games and that whole concept, but learn from what you're doing at the same time, and make, you know, because I think that would be a super cool feature. So, Lelouch, you're the last one other than me. What are your thoughts?
Just what kind of game I'd like for PS4? Or?
Yeah, a Gundam game for the PS4. What would you like to see?
I don't know, I feel like the easily pleased naive one here. I'm not a very avid gamer, but I'm kind of sad that they might not make a Dynasty Warriors Gundam 4. I was kind of looking forward to that. Like, maybe, you know, with some of the age mobile suits and maybe more from Unicorn and that.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
I mean, I know it's a mindless hack and slash and everything, but it's fun to play with all kinds of different Gundams from different shows and have kind of a weak but still kind of fun story where characters from different universes are crossing over with each other.
Yeah. It is really fun, you know. You don't have to think about it. You just sit there and just hack and slash the entire time.
Did anyone ever play the Gundam 00 game for the PS2?
I've seen clips of it.
I didn't even know it exists.
I haven't bought it yet. Since my PS3 died, I just modded my PS2, and I've been playing all the Japanese Gundam games one at a time, because I find them cheap.
So, that game we had talked about at that one point, where they say, like, Zeong, or, yeah, instead of saying Zeon, they say Zeong. they should do a remake of that. That would be. That's what we want to see. Have Michael
I like
Bay
watching
come
the
on.
videos. I'm gonna buy that game.
It's
I'm gonna hate
entertaining.
it, but I'm gonna buy it.
All right. So in terms of stuff I would like to see in a Gundam game for the PS4, like the realisticness would be cool, but something I would really like to see is like what we talked about earlier, have a very open world thing and take place in the Astray line, and it's open. You can pretty much do what you want, and I think it'd be fun. Especially a lot of people do like open world games, and you could do a lot with it. You could make it serious. You could make it kind of funny. You could go from there. But for everyone who totally didn't notice my awesome seamless adding of Meads, and Meads is now here.
Hello. Sorry I'm late.
It's no problem at all.
Alright, I'll listen in and see where you guys are at the discussion, and I'll jump in.
I'm so good at being able to do things stealthily. Alright.
I noticed.
No, you didn't. Shut up. I'm good at this. So Shaz might also get brought in. I'm trying to convince him that it won't ruin our flow, but it kind of did. But whatever, it's no problem. Meads, let me go ahead and catch you up. We went over our most annoying Gundam characters again, whether we'd like to see Frozen Teardrops animated versus seeing Astray animated, and we just went over like what kind of Gundam game we'd like to see for the PS4.
None of which I can contribute. Great.
I'm sure.
I don't have a PS4. I don't really have a most hated character. Yeah.
So, well, what kind of Gundam game would you like to see, though? Like, would you like something like what we've got now with Dynasty Warriors, where it's just very hack and slash?
That was my dog.
The thing is, I haven't really played much, and I've been addicted to Hero Academy lately. It'd be nice to see like a strategy-based Gundam game where you have mobilize your mobile suits and you choose your faction. You build up, try to get your... Basically, if you can upgrade enough to build, one of the great Gundams out there, and pretty much, obliterate your opponent with that. That would be great.
That would be pretty cool. I do like adding the strategy aspect in there. I think that's something that's sorely missed.
And, well, I really hope that... I'm a fan of SD. Kind of wish they had an SD context like SRW, or at least translate SRW somehow in English.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, SD's got a big market, so I think it's definitely something they could look into, and it would be profitable. As compared to trying to make a Gundam open world game and, like, a total of 10 people buy it.
Well,
So sad.
an open world Gundam, I don't think that will work out as much.
It'd be difficult.
Yeah.
It'd be difficult, yes. I mean, if you have a ways to customize each Gundam or mobile suit you have, then eventually, I mean, there's only like a few combinations to make the epic Gundam, which most likely include a funnel system. Or some kind of hyper mode. And I don't know, it might work. I mean, if there's two factions, you choose one side. You have Zeon versus Federation. I think they already made that, didn't they?
I think they've got a Zeon versus Federation game, but
I forgot what it's called, but it was in PC. But it's kind of hard to control your unit.
yeah.
That's another thing. What kind of way how do you control your unit?
Yeah, whether it's going to be something like Crossfire where it's very realistic and clunky, or if it's going to be Dynasty Warriors and it's super fast and how the Gundams are animated, basically.
I'd rather have it fast paced than clunky and like, come on, shoot, or you keep missing.
Yeah.
I mean, some people might like that more, but I think it just depends.
World of 1 year Warcraft. Make it happen, people.
Oh gosh. So that's Blizzard's next big thing.
No, hope not Blizzard.
Come on, Blizzard. Get my back here.
I actually have a game like that. For the Super Nintendo, there was Generation G or something like that. Basically, you're on a huge map and you can build mobile suits, but they come out SD looking, like everything did on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
So it's actually an SD game, but, so you move your forces around and you place them, take strategic points, take bases, etc. You fight in space, Earth, the moon. But the cool thing is when you actually land next to another guy, then it's real-time combat on a side-scrolling screen. And there's numerous PS2 versions of this, but they got rid of the real-time combat and they just give you movement. It's really sad. I really like that game because I like the whole, do I build a ton of these or, strategy and stuff. You can even drop a space colony on the Earth or the Moon in that game.
That won't be too much. There's a space colony.
I think that'd be rad. That's like, basically we need a Command and Conquer Gundam game. That's
basically what it is for the Super Nintendo.
So
but they
good.
need a modern one.
Yeah, the power of the PS4,
I just
Xbox
bought one of
One.
those PS2 ones to see. I got it for like $5 off eBay, and it's not the same. I'm not playing on a large map. I'm playing on a little teeny weeny map, and I can't go anywhere. I can't take bases. I can't build anything. It's all preset. I was pretty disappointed.
So this is a dumb thing to bring up, but I'm gonna do it regardless. I have a lot of dumb ideas, but okay, hear me out. Gundam game on the Wii U, and your little tablet thing is the gun aiming system thing. I forgot what that's called. You know what I'm talking about. Like when they're in the cockpit, thing slides out in front of them. It's like they're targeting computer.
You mean a crosshair?
Yeah. Kind of.
Okay.
Like when Amuro is in the RX-78-2, that little thing slides out in front of his face and turns, and it's his
or that
aim.
bigger thing.
Yeah, or in Star Wars when they're in the X-wing going down.
It's a scouter. It's a scouter.
Basically, yeah.
It's over 9,000.
So, new crossover idea instead of World of Warcraft, Dragon Ball Z Gundam Warcraft 2.
That's a God Gundam right there.
This is taking a dark turn. So,
there's also a computer game that runs on XP that there's a mod for it. So you can build Gundam forces and stuff in outer space and fight with ships and stuff. But I found the game kind of hard to play.
Yeah, whatever the next game they do, we don't want it to be too hard.
Yeah, are you talking about STGO, or is that something else?
No, I think something else.
Okay.
Somebody brought up a really good point, the Ghost who's been in this call saying things that no one's noticed, or Shaz. There's a game called Homeworld 2 that's got a really good Gundam mod.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That he used in his animation. I just realized that's why you brought it up.
Homeworld 2? Huh.
Yeah, so I remember after watching those episodes of Mobile Suit Gundam Abridged, I was like, that looks pretty rad. I want to go see it. So I can be like Haruhi as the captain. But, yeah, so everybody Shaz is here too. Don't mind him.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
He's totally been here the whole time too.
Stalker.
He was the one in the very beginning saying, unit lost. So no one's gonna get that joke, but it's okay. Cause no one's...
Nope. Wait, this Homeworld...
Yeah, I totally didn't sleep in until just now.
Hey, everyone sleeps in. He was on the Skype call asleep. It doesn't matter. We're boring. Or I am. Anyway, to catch you up, continue recording. We talked about our most annoying Gundam characters, whether we'd see Frozen, Teardrop, and Astray, which one we'd rather see animated, and we're still talking about Gundam games for next gen. Still.
Isn't there a Mobile Suit Gundam coming out for the PS4? I thought there was a rumor going on about that.
That would be nice.
Promotional images, yes.
But
I tried looking up information on it, but I can't find anything yet.
Yeah, I think it was just a teaser image.
Of it, but no details.
I know they've got that Japanese like Gundam Battle Operation, which I do believe we talked about earlier, or before the call, I think. That it looks like Battlefield with Gundam.
Oh, you mean Operation Troy?
Kind of. I don't know if that's I don't remember the actual legit name.
Xbox one I was talking about earlier. Operation Troy.
This one. What is it? What is your name, Gundam game? Gundam. Yeah, Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation. I guess it's like a free-to-play Japanese Gundam game. So whenever I get unlazy and make a Japanese PSN account, that's happening. And I learned Japanese. So I'm not the guy just running around not doing his role. Which totally doesn't happen in Battlefield already. Awkward silence. But yeah, so, Shaz, would you like to see Frozen, Teardrop, or Astray animated?
Ooh, probably Astray, since it's the one I actually know more about.
Yeah. So,
it looks, I think I'd like Astray more than I'd like Seed. Because Astray looks like, it's a good separation from Seed, but it's still in the same universe.
Yeah. Yeah. It would bring the goodness back to the cosmic era.
Yes.
That's why I get a little touchy whenever someone says the cosmic era sucks, because no, it doesn't. You can say Seed or Destiny suck, that's your right, but, you know, the Astray stuff is good.
Some of it's good, guys. Stargazer was good.
Yeah, Stargazer.
The storyline isn't terrible. It's just some of the characters really poor.
Shin. All of the blame goes to Shin right now. We're all just staring at Shin. Anyway,
this is fun.
This is fun. Just blaming Shin for everything. Shin and Katz. Shin and Katz are getting all the blame. Katz. Anyway, Shaz, do you have a most annoying Gundam character?
Oh. God. Do I have to pick from a specific series?
Nope, just anything. Anybody.
Arrow. Annoying. Arrow.
I want to say half of the female cast from Zeta.
Wait,
like, no one really specific is jumping out in my mind, but like half of the female cast just gets under my skin because I hate them.
Like Ka.
Does Ka count, or does Katz count as a woman in that show?
Sorry, Katz was pretty annoying. I will give you that. I think the character that I actually hated the most in Zeta was Camille's pseudo sister, or whatever that was.
Yeah.
I never understood why she was shoehorned in there, and what purpose she actually really served. Because with or without her, the story was still going to progress. She really didn't add anything. She was just kind of there.
Stop biting your nails, Camille.
Many useless
the new type from the Psycho Gundam Mark II.
Rosamia?
Maybe.
I know she piloted that Bond Doc thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, her.
She was.
That's the weird pseudo sister Camille never wanted.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. But, Meads, did you say Haro is your most hated character?
Yeah, like we mentioned, I think I mentioned that before already.
Yeah. So that was in the last recording session that I kind of lost. So that's why we're reviewing that segment.
Yes, Haro. It's just annoying. I mean, he doesn't do anything, but...
Yeah, there's a lot of times he's really useless. Poor Haro. Like Seed and Seed Destiny, where there's like a million Haros.
Menager puts Haro to use, but that's a first.
Yeah, so
yeah, he uses him like as a smoke bomb. It's rad.
I like Haro best when he actually does stuff, like helping lock on with the shooting and piloting at the same time in 00.
I agree.
Yeah.
What else can Haro do if he's like a smoke bomb and like a alarm clock and some voice thing and like aim assist? I want to know.
Have that thing pilot a Gundam.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have much battle efficiency other than helping the lock on, but that's something else. It's like your personal computer that goes around with you. You can tell him to remind you of stuff or look up things. But for the most part, we're watching anime in the perspective of them fighting, and you're not going to be using a Haro.
I understand now. Haro is like the iPhone 80. The iHaro. Coming out soon.
If only they replaced Siri with his voice.
That's what'll happen. The people at Apple who like actually have to record what Siri or listen to what Siri records from everyone in the world. It's like, we've got to stop using a female voice, guys. This is getting weird. Bad things are getting said. Anyway, on a light. What?
Just wondering. One of the origin of the Haro is like hello. It's just say Haro.
Haro. I wonder if that's where they came up with the idea, like, for the name. Like, hey, we've got this little ball robot thing that's in the original series. What do we name it? And then it went from there. Staff meetings.
It's possible.
But if Patrick, I curse you for not being here the one time you should have been here. His most hated Gundam character is one of like the funniest rants I think I've ever heard him go on. So
that's true.
We're gonna have
That's
to ask
completely
him. We're gonna have to ask him again because when we recorded last time, Brandon and Greg got to hear it. By the way, Greg is Brandon's friend. Shout out to Greg, who was with us last time that got deleted. He hates. Oh no, Greg's gone. But Patrick despises the little girl on White Base in the original one. Kika. And I made a picture and I had sent it to him, so I was super proud of it. I worked well on it. So I'm not very good at the whole picture editing thing. But it was him on the inside of White Base looking out the window, seeing like Kika in space floating outside, like with a rope on her foot outside of White Base's airlock, just floating. And he's just got this like pleased look on his face, like, yep, life is good. It took a long time of Facebook creeping to find that picture too. So much work went into that. Curses. Anyway, getting off this creepy story I should stop telling. And last but not... is there anything in a Gundam game for the next generation you'd like to see, Shaz? I think I completely forgot.
Well, there was the rumored PS4 one. To be honest, I would actually like to see Mobile Suit Gundam Online make its way to the American audience. Maybe after Origin does better over here, I'd like to see an English release of that.
That'd be cool.
Because, I mean, I've wanted to play that for a while, because I played Universal Century Online back when...
It was...
like a year or two ago. And I like the concept of it, but, you know, it was never finished. Yeah. So I'd like to at least play a Gundam MMO in that kind of battlefield setting. That would be pretty cool. But in terms of something for a console release, I can't really think of anything I'd like to see beyond what's already been made. I think the PS4 one, if it ends up being kind of like Journey to Jaburo, I would like it a lot, because I love Journey to Jaburo. But other than that, that's really it.
If you like Journey to Jaburo, you should try Lost Works on it. Very similar in its setup. It's kind of like an advanced Journey to Jaburo. You can mod your PS2 with the look for magic or whatever it is.
Okay.
Well, I haven't played that game in ages.
So long.
That's the one that has the co-op mode in it. 2 missions.
Co-op missions. So for those of us lucky enough to have friends who want to play a Gundam game, we could have split-screen co-op!
Yay.
And then there's people... Actually, no, I have people who I can make play Gundam games. They don't enjoy it as much, but it's fine. Their feelings don't matter, it's okay. But anyway, moving on to the very last thing, the last topic. We've seen some photos come out of, I think, the BR Barzam or something from Zeta Gundam. And I think it's exclusive from the Damashi line. What other things do you think we'll see in the Damashi line from Zeta, since they had a lot of weird mobile suit designs that were transforming and all of that? Anybody want to go first? Okay. So...
I'll take a crack at this one.
Yeah.
It seems kind of strange because, like, what was the other one we had? The Bolinoic Shaman, or whatever, I can't pronounce it. Which is, like, the last mobile suit I would have picked for a Damashi, with the Barzam being the second last. So they've almost, like, gone out, like, the Barzam is a weird-looking mobile suit, and it appears very briefly in Zeta, unless I'm wrong. So I think, like, all bets are off. It's like, we could be seeing anything. Kind of looking at the Titan stuff, the, what's it called, the Pallas Athena?
Yeah, the big green one.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that out of the realm of possibility. But,
that
like...
thing was really fun to pilot in Zeta versus Gundam.
Yep.
Right. Well, they're cool kind of mobile suits, but they're not, like, really iconic. What was the one that Amuro had that never really got him much of a release?
Oh, that big blue thing. Like
the
big blue
DJ.
thing, right?
Yeah, it started with a D or something.
DJ, I
The
think.
Goku's lost child.
Let's just go to that. Like, let's see that made for once, and it's not a resin kit. Like, I don't know if I'd buy it, but heck, if you're gonna make the Barzam or the Bolinoic Shaman or whatever, however it's pronounced, go for broke. Make all the really weird ones. They must be selling.
They've got plenty of things to choose from in the weird category
Right.
for Zeta. So I think we could see some cool stuff out of it. I mean, we may not necessarily see the stuff we expect to see. Like, I really want to see, like, a Hyzak and the Morasai and the Gabaldi and even, like, the Ashmir, or Ashmar, however you pronounce it. But I don't
That'd
know.
be cool.
I mean, because I think all of those got an MSI release, so they might be more hesitant.
Was there ever a Nemo MSIA? Because I don't think there was. And I would have bought that.
I don't think there was.
What kind?
The Nemo? Or the Nemo?
Demo? No, that's on my custom build list, one of these days.
I think that would be cool.
I pick it up.
My thing is, you should make them all.
Make everything.
Fully. Make every single one.
Including a
No one
tourist.
really likes the Gaza Sea, but I have two of them. You know?
So,
Yeah, Zeta has kind of passed that point where it's classic and all the mobile suits are out there and they're weird looking mobile suits, but they're all very iconic. Come on. Like, just make that a 10-year, 5-year goal, whatever. Get one out every couple of months. I pick them up.
yeah, just kind of slowly pace them in instead of... Because, I mean, if you did, like, what they're doing with the wing line, we're going to be seeing nothing but Zeta for, like, the next 2 years.
You gotta keep in mind, too, these are the cost miniature releases, too, so they're kind of a subset of the Damashi.
Yeah. So, hopefully, we'll get some good normal Damashi releases, like the Nemo, or the Nemo. That would be cool.
Finding Nemo.
I was just gonna say, I would like to find a Nemo, but I didn't say it. You did. Thanks.
But good, clean humor here on Minovsky
I tried
Radio
to do
Podcast.
Did you get a Netter Gundam?
That would be funny. Trying to think of what else from Zeta. Oh, we could see the Q-Blade. I think a Q-Blade in Damashi would look pretty decent.
They could do variations of that with the Cubile Mark IIs.
Oh yeah, and
it'd be really easy.
Be just recall.
The red and purple one.
This is repaint.
Yeah, it would be a great idea.
Which I never understood. I was like, it's the Mark II, but it's exactly the same.
Yeah, it's not a Mark II, it's just a recolor.
More funnels? Wasn't that the thing?
It's red.
Oh yeah, and I think maybe the beam saber was more like a trident-shaped thing instead of a blade, or at least that's how it was in the Zeta game on the Mark II.
I don't actually have any blades in my collection.
Really?
What?
It's a great MSIA. It's very nice, actually.
What?
I had one once, but I had to trade it for 2 black TriStars. I couldn't pass that.
There is an MSIA you don't own?
I'm working on it.
My mind is blown right now.
I have a bound dock someplace in a box in my basement, and it is a very weird figure. Odd.
What one is?
The bound dock. Speaking of random type mobile suits.
That thing is strange. I would like, if they do release a lot of the transformable ones, for them to be easier to transform. Maybe on the Synapse.
So maybe like parts forming or just not transforming at all.
There's a reason why I don't have a lot of data reviews on my channel, because I can't, if I don't have the instructions, I can't figure out how to transform half of these. Then I'm not very patient with the transforming process.
No.
If I don't get it in 5 minutes, I give up.
Gee, that is a lot of dedication to transforming something. Like 5 minutes doesn't sound like it, but 5 minutes of just sitting there solid, moving legs around to fit them correctly.
Well,
yeah.
It usually ends up badly after 5 minutes.
Things get thrown.
Things get thrown across the room in anger.
So.
Probably the thing you're working on.
I hate you! Why do you mock me?
They're just sitting there, you're just like watching it like, you're making fun of me, aren't you? That's what it is.
They were married later that night.
Uh-oh. So this is going back to the discussion on Sheridan butt thrusters right here.
Sorry. Okay, quick. Back to the real subject.
Oh, yeah. Zeta Damashi things, I think. What? So getting off topic again, I'm totally thinking about trying to find a Psycho Gundam Mark II, or not Mark II, just an MSI Psycho Gundam, and doing like a little short parody of Attack on Titan, since I did the Attack on Tallgeese custom that no one here has seen, I just realized. Damn it, Patrick.
Wasn't there a figure for the Psycho Gundam that just came out? The metal composite one?
Six figure.
There is the Metal 6 Mark II Psycho Gundam and a Metal 6 Psycho Gundam. Roughly the size of the SIA one, maybe like half an inch smaller. The review looked pretty decent, but the price tag is
about $100. I mean, you can have that and get one of those HCM Pro, so something small.
There was a Psycho Gundam
NSIA. It's decent. It should have come with extra hands, though. It's okay.
So, going back to the actual topic at hand, wow, that was a weird thought process. Anyway, do you think we'll see the Psycho Gundam in Damashi form?
It'll cost a pretty penny, but could happen.
I mean, because they're being ambitious with announcing they're doing a Ksatria, which is bigger than most mobile suits anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we know that's going to cost more, but do you think, like, the Psycho Gundam would be an exclusive if it was made?
They'd make the Mark II, but they'd be like, oh, you wanted the funnels for the Mark II. That's another $100.
Yeah.
I watched the review on the Mark II thick metal one, and I was like, where's the funnel?
Like, nope.
I don't know if the reviewer forgot them or if they don't exist, but that kind of ruins the point of the Mark II.
A little bit. Because then it's just like the Psycho Gundam, just slightly different design. It's like, going back to the Cube-Lay Mark II. Like, why is this the Mark II? This is the same.
Because it has funnels. Well, it doesn't, you know.
Just the name Attack on Tallgeese is pretty good. Just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. I need to put that review up so this doesn't sound as stupid what I'm talking about. Out of a Tall Geese, I made a tribute to Attack on Titan there. So now everyone who has seen Attack on Titan understands what I'm talking about. Which is no one here, am I right?
No, that I have not seen Attack on Titan.
Okay, so it's not completely lost, but still. Anyway. Any closing thoughts from anybody?
Insert closing thoughts here.
True.
Closing thought.
Not everybody all at once.
I definitely want them to make, for the robot Damashi line, everything they didn't make in the MSA line, so that I can finally have it.
So, Bandai now knows what Joshua wants. Side 7, what do you want?
No, I was just going to say, my closing thought as the cynical old man of the group was when I saw that PS4 thing, I was like, oh, really? A Gundam game for launch based on the original One Year War. How outside of the box thinking, Bandai. Good job. You really shocked me. That was my
Why don't they ruin a completely obscure Gundam game instead?
I don't know.
A good one.
I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. It seems very safe, and that's totally cool. That's how they make their cash. And just whatever. That's just me being cynical and cranky.
And older.
I hear you. I'm a major One Year War fan, but I could go for some variations in my gaming of Gundam.
So, Lelouch, your closing thoughts?
On the Damashi subject?
Overall.
Oh. Damn, I already used that insert closing thoughts joke.
Oh no, stage fright's kicking back in. It's coming back to haunt you.
Yeah.
Very wise closing words. I bless you. So, Meads, any closing thoughts?
Not really. Sorry. The topics this time doesn't really apply to me.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
Sadly.
Your closing was less awkward than mine. Be proud of that.
So very, very true.
And happier than mine.
This is true. So far we've had a demand, something very cynical, stage fright, and then Meads. The only kind of level happy one. Shaz, what would you like to add to these closing thoughts?
Well, since I'm the late one here, I probably don't have as much of a formulated idea, but based on what we talked about while I was here, Bandai, get your shit together. I'd like to see more English releases of things, and maybe a little innovation wouldn't hurt too, because the One Year War stuff does kind of get tiring after a while.
It does. They just kind of run it ragged. They're like, hey,
True.
You know what we should do? We should make another 1 year war game.
Genius.
That's their entire staff meeting. It just happens around a water cooler.
How about a G-Savior reboot?
2 year war.
A sequel. But this time it lasts 2 years instead of 1. That's why it's the 2 year war.
And we shouldn't make it very well. That way they won't expect more of us next time.
So true. Like I said, water cooler conversation right there. Programmer's like, hey, we need a new game. Yep. 1 year war. Okay, we're good. Let's do this. Yep.
I have one last thought.
The last one of all. The
Cut!
Oh.
Dirty.
Oh, I feel bad now because I just realized that like Meads and Shaz didn't hear us do this originally. Oh, okay. So Brandon,
It's okay.
Alex, well, okay, yeah. Brandon hates COTS. That's why we sell COTS. Anyway, very fast explanation. My final thoughts are: I don't really have any. Bandai, stop having your meetings around water coolers. It's not a good business strategy. Release things in English. Get good English voice actors, not the ones for Age. Sorry, the one person who voiced in Gundam Age who's listening to this. I do apologize. And
There's one?
think that's it. I think. So,
Cool.
for the most awkward closing in all time, thanks everybody for listening. Thank you Internet, thank you YouTube, thank you iTunes, thank you Podomatic.
Thank you, Asteroid, for killing Katz.
Thank you Asteroid.
Here, here.
Katz. No thank you,
You
Katz.
pilot asteroids.
There's just some pilot standing on the asteroid just like, I'm gonna get Katz this time. He had to use, what was it?
Actually, that was me.
Oh.
Pilot suit.
That's applause for you, Brandon. I'm clapping. I don't know if you can hear it, but it was either really quiet or super loud. I can't tell. Anyway.
I heard it.
Ah, someone heard it. Yay. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody, and we will see you again next month.